Hello guys, me again Aswad, and this video I want to talk about the Israel and Palestinian conflict that is going on right now. There has been many conflicts over the years, so I'm not surprised that this happened again. And even if the situation settle for this conflict, it will start again. The only problem is the only and biggest problem is when you see people, innocent people, die because of this conflict. So the conflict has been going on for a long time. um, I've seen the boycott of Palestine. They take ships to go to Palestine to break the blockade. I've seen a lot of attempts, the two-state solution. I've seen how before this they were controlled by the Yasser Arafat with the PLO, and then whatnot. And yeah, there's a lot of history. Originally, the land that is now they are fighting for belongs to Rome, and the Roman emperor decided to give Palestine, that land, to the Muslim Caliph Sayyidina Omar. So there was no war, it was given to Omar. And the Jews have lived there for years. The Jews and Arabs have always lived together. It's not a conflict about race or about, there was never been a race or racial or religious war between Jews and Muslims. As far as I know, I could be mistaken. Since the Prophet time, there's always been Jews and Arabs to living together. Even the fact that a religious Jewish people know Muhammad was becoming the prophet. When he was very young, Prophet Muhammad went to Palestine to trade, and the Jewish religious people there, they know that Muhammad is the prophet. So there's a lot of that in the history. So even I'm beginning this story with the Jewish and Arabs relationship, and even when there is a very famous story that this has happened when the Prophet Muhammad, there is a Jewish woman who would throw things when Muhammad passed her house. She would throw things to him, and Prophet Muhammad is the prophet. He got guidance from Allah to not do anything, to not do anything, do not do anything bad to the woman. This is, you can find the hadith. I can't remember the exact hadith. And the story was, one day when the Prophet Muhammad passed her house, and the Prophet Muhammad was guided to go to that house, to go through that road. He was guided. He doesn't do for fun, or his activities are guided by God. That's what I was taught. So he would pass this Jewish lady house, and she would always throw rubbish to him, throw things to him. But he's okay. He got the guidance to go. Don't react. Don't fight. So one day, when the Prophet Muhammad passed her house, nothing happened. Nothing was thrown to the Prophet. And so the Prophet, curious, Prophet went to her house and tried to find out if she's okay. That's the great Prophet Muhammad. He never fight back, never get angry. he went to look at her and find out if she's okay. The great Prophet Muhammad. That's how you should do. But people don't want to follow. That's people want to follow how the Prophet wear, the chapal, the shoes he wear, the dress he wear. Want to copy all that. But they never copy his mindset, his behavior, his attitude. They don't want to copy that. So the Prophet checked and find out that she's sick, and the Prophet helped her get well again. So some people say this is an example of the Prophet. I say this is a teaching of the Prophet. The Prophet teach by example. You know, people follow the Prophet, marry 4 wives, you know, a lot of wives. They will say, the Prophet marry 4 wives. They will follow how he has a beard. They follow all that. And I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm saying the focus is more on the appearance, but never on the mindset. So the Prophet, in that story, in the summation, a Jewish lady hit the Prophet. The Prophet went and helped her. She threw rubbish at him every day. She never retaliated. The Prophet never retaliates. The Prophet went and seek to help her. That's the story of the great Prophet Muhammad. And I always bring this up when I talk about the Israel and Palestine situation, the Jewish and Arab conflict that they conflict. To me, I look at it differently. I have no problem with the Jewish people, the Arab people. My mentor was Arab. I have friends who are Jewish. So I have no problem. But I do have problem. What I do have problem is conflict that kills innocent people, like conflict in Israel and Palestine. So you should stand up, if regardless of what faith you are, you should stand up because against this thing, because it's killing people. And if you are the Jewish friend would say, oh no, this is killing us too. Okay, yeah, it kills a lot of people both sides, but more Palestinians are being killed. And why does this happen? Who has the upper power is the Israel. They has the superpower. They have bombs. They have jets. The Palestinians don't even have an airport. So the upper hand is always the Israel. They can stop this war. They can stop this conflict. But they don't want to. Not they, not the Israel people, not the Jewish people or the Arab people there. They don't want to have the peace. The people who don't want the peace is Palestine. The people who don't want the peace is the leaders. All leaders like that. Divide and conquer. Even now, I live in Malaysia or anywhere in the world, in America, even in Israel, and even in any country in the world, there is a system they call it divide and conquer. They don't want to make progress in terms of peace, because conflict can keep the people in power. So the president of the Israel, he is now having problem because he is under investigation for corruption. You can Google him, BB corruption. BB is his nickname. You can Google it, and there is an issue come up that he is under corruption investigation. So how usually in any country, how they win, how to get back the support if they fight a bigger enemy than him. So they say the Palestinian is now the bigger enemy, so people want to forget about what his crime. So he started the conflict because he want people not to focus on him, but he will do this so that the more extreme people will support him. He has to do it. They call it divide and conquer. You know, this tactic happen everywhere in the world. So this problem will never solve. Will never solve, because if they solve this issue, if Palestine and if the issue of Palestine is solved, which can easily be done, if this problem is solved, there's no longer an excuse for both sides. There's no longer an excuse for the Israel to start war, to get money from America, to get money from... Imagine if Israel is peace with Palestinian and Arabs. So there's no more conflict between Arabs and Jews. Arab and Israel are no longer in war. There's no excuse for Israel to get money from America. Do you understand? Right now, America give billions to Israel because the excuse, Israel needs the money to fight against terrorism, to fight against Hamas and all of that. So that's a good excuse. And good excuse, even though there's no conflict, America will still give money every year, billions to Israel. So why would you want to stop the war? Why would Israel wants to end the conflict and start peace with everybody? Do you think they want peace? Anybody want peace? Of course not. If there is peace between Arab and Israel, then no money comes. Israel cannot ask America to support him, to support Israel with billions. Billions, you know. Just, even if there's no conflict between Arab and Israel, there's no conflict. The money, they still get the money free. So why would they want peace? Now Israel is making friends with UAE, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Cairo. They're making peace. So they need opposition with the Arab. Only one, Hamas. They are friendly. They want to make friends with all the Arab countries because they want to trade. It's business. They want to go have business relationship. Normal. That's any country they want to survive. You need to have money come in. So, but the bigger money comes from the conflict with the Arabs. So the conflict with Palestine, specifically Hamas, allow Israel to ask for more money from America, and and America must give money. People ask me, why America need to give money to Israel? Israel is a friend of America. You cannot change this. You cannot change this. America is always a friend of Israel. There's nothing bad about it. Every country deserves to have a friend. Right? So that's their right. America can be friend with anybody, and that's not the issue here. I just want to share why the conflict cannot end. So right now, as you can see, they show all this bombard. They show the Hamas rocket, and then they show the Iron Dome. That's cost money. Where does that come from? Iron Dome? It comes from America. So how does it work? People ask me, how does it work? Okay, like I said just now, Israel need a conflict with Arab, but they are friend with Jordan, Lebanon, all the region. They are very friendly. Cairo, Saudi Arabia, UAE. Eventually, they will become friend with everybody. That's the truth. But they still need money from America. So they cannot fight a war with Jordan, Turkey, Lebanon, Saudi Arabia. They will not fight the war. Saudi Arabia will bomb Yemen, another Muslim country. They will never bomb Israel. Yeah? You think Arab they think Arab love their own kind? You think? If you know the Arab, you think Saudi Arabia bomb Yemen, my friend, killing children. They will never bomb Israel. You think? Why? But that's another story. Now focus on this. Okay. So America give money. This is how smart America also. America is very smart. America and Israel very smart together. So they say Israel need money. So they say, I have a conflict with Hamas. You see Hamas firing people, firing rockets. True. So America must protect. So America give them billions every year. When there's no conflict, give billion. Now the conflict with Hamas and Iran, that's a thing that they always play about. And all these religious people in Iran and Muslim world always focus on we have to fight Israel. Nobody fight with Israel, man. Nobody. Saudi Arabia doesn't allow it. Nobody fight with Israel. Yes, Saudi Arabia controls Middle East. Control Middle East, man. But there's nothing wrong about. I'm not attacking all this country. It's a fact. I think it's a fact. So back to how smart it is. Okay, so America give money to Israel for defense against Hamas terrorism. They give money. Israel then buy weapon from America. Do you see how smart it is? I give you money, then you buy back. You buy from me. Don't buy from the country, you know. They don't buy from the country. This is I say how smart. They buy from the military industrial complex. All the military companies are allowed to trade with Israel, to sell their weapons to Israel. All these companies in America that create all these weapon, bomb, missile, jets, they are they are companies in America, but they are not government companies. They are companies owned by billionaires, trillionaires, and some of the politicians are working for the companies. They are not working for America. They don't care about the peace. They are working. They are working for the military industrial complex. They are working for those companies. These politicians, they are in power in America right now. If they are put in the government, because all these military company support them. Okay, what's the purpose of the military company support them? Because if they start the war, if these politicians start wars or give money to the countries like Israel will buy weapon from this company. This is not government companies. American companies, they create weapon, and the government have to buy their own these weapons. So if they start wars, this company make money. Who else make money? The politician also make money. So that's why I said there's no peace. There's nobody wants peace, because they all make money. They all make money. That is what they want. All this greed is just to make money. That's it. And the people who are sacrificed are the people, the normal people. They kill. They teach but the rich people make money. Israel government make money when the government money comes in from America, billions comes in, settle. Free of charge, billions. Israel doesn't make any product or what not. Economically, they don't. That's why they need to trade with the Arab countries. They try to make peace with the Arab country. They need to trade, but they have no money. They cannot on their own. So the moment the American money comes in, settle. So the only reason for the American money to come in is they have conflict. They are Hamas trying to kill them. So please give money. So America will give money. The pressure group in America, the APEC, the group that support Israel, they will pressure the government, give them money. So the government willingly will give money to the Israel, knowing the Israel will buy weapon from America, American companies. And American companies are all these politicians are working there, part of that. So they get the share of the government of the money. They cannot take the government, okay, give me 2 billion for my account. They cannot get that money because they're very smart. They're politicians. They can ask the government to give to Israel. Israel will buy weapon for my company, my personal company, or my friend company, my relative company, whoever company that is connected to them, and they get the money. That's how it works. And that will always work like that. So Palestinian and Israel conflict will always happen like this. And you think it's a religious war, people say it's religious. No, it's nothing. It's about making money for them. For America to make money, for American politicians to make money, from Israel politicians to make money and stay in power. When they have this conflict, nobody forget. Everybody forget about Bibi punya corruption. Bibi is very corrupt person, proven, and they are investigating him. But when this happen, nobody thinks about, oh, he's corrupt. So that's is the truth about the Middle East. Nothing to do. They say they hate religious. The people on the ground, the Orthodox Jews and the extreme Muslim, they think like this because these are people. They're small fry. But the people who cause this conflict, who has the power to turn off this step, the conflict, they're doing this because not because they're extreme. They just want money. They just want to stay in power. You know, people ask me, what do people in power want? The simple reason, people in power wants more power. People who are rich wants to be more rich. They don't care about issues because issue is not power, issues is not about money. So that's, my friend, is the reason why this conflict and other conflict before this is happening. Yasser Arafat has his own reason to stay in power. Previous president in both sides have reasons to stay in power. But we must address the situation on the ground. I will tell you, I'll be honest with you. If there is peace there, if there is peace in between Israel and Palestine, the leaders of those countries, they will be afraid. Then no money for America, no money to defend itself from Arab states. Do you understand that? So they need to have a conflict. They can have peace with everybody else, but it's not Palestine, because they can use the excuse and they can get money because of the excuse. That's all. So what's the solution to that? What's the solution for the conflict? Now I'm going to give this answer because because the logic does not work. In this conflict, like I said, how do you stop people from making money? You know, if you want to stop people from making money, they will kill you. Because they make billions. If you say this is wrong, they will kill you. And I swear to everybody watching this video, I am not about stopping you from making money. But don't kill people. That's my only, don't kill people. Don't kill innocent people. Don't kill children. Don't kill young mothers. You want to make money, you can. But don't do that. But when people are like looking at focus at getting billions and whatnot, billions, they don't care about all that kind of young people, women, children. They don't care. They just want to cause chaos in the world. God says the chaos in the world happens not because of weird things, but because of your own hands, because of greed. This is what happened. So my solution, that's why the reason I really difficult to make this video, other than I was thinking, okay, I understand this conflict, not just to explain it. Everybody, I think YouTube has a lot of videos explaining the conflict better. The reason I know this issue, but the reason I wanted to take some time, because I have the solution that is not popular. My solution is never popular, especially in this Israel and Palestinian conflict. My solution, and I'm going to share it, and the reason I want to share it, because at first this is my approach. My approach is because this conflict I cannot do anything about. I cannot do anything to change it. How do I approach this topic? How do I approach this issue that happened to my friends in Israel and Palestine? My solution is to pray to Allah, to pray to God. And I believe in that. So that's why I say it's unpopular, because a lot of people don't believe in that. A lot of people don't believe in that. They don't believe in prayers. As a Muslim, I believe in prayers and miracles. Why? Why? Because I have seen miracle happen. I've seen with my own eyes and my own body. I've seen miracles happen. And I believe, because I've seen it happen through prayers, I believe in prayers. Okay. So prayers must come with change of behavior, change of attitude, change of mindset. And that's my approach. That is my solution to this problem. Because it's not, to me, it's a more of a money problem, money conflict. Reason of this is people trying to make money out of killing people, of wars. Because of the Israel and Palestinian conflict, and Israel get billions of support and dollars money from America. Of course, they will not stop that conflict. How I, as individual, can stop this? I believe in prayers, because I'm a weak person, and I believe in prayers because I've seen miracles. And that's my view on that. And my view on that, I don't think this is about, because I go back to that story, to the story of the prophet, and how he treated the Jewish woman. The Prophet Muhammad never retaliate, but he cares about her. So I always take heart when people hates you. I always think, if people hate you, why does Rasulullah doesn't retaliate like that? I study that, I study how he thinks. How? He is doing that. The conclusion comes, he is doing that because of God. That is the answer to a lot of things. When you have God, consciousness of God, you will not do evil things. You will pray because it's hurting. I have been hurt before. I prayed and Allah give miracle to me. Prophet Muhammad is teaching that to me. And I can only pray. I can donate to organization that want to help the people, the children of Palestine. Fine. That's true. You can do that to the Red Crescent Society and Muslim organization, legit. Yeah. But number one is praying to God, praying to Allah. I believe that. And that's my long-winded video of this to address the conflict, and always go back to the Prophet story. You know, Prophet never teach you to hate the Jews. At least me. Prophet never taught me that. So I have no problem with Jews. I have no problem with Palestinian. Of course not. But you see the conflict today. Saudi Arabia can bomb Yemen. Fellow Muslim country, they can bomb. Why is that? That is for another story, another video. But hopefully everybody, you know, all I can pray that all these people who die go to heaven, become shahid, and I hope God will give peace to this region, inshallah. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.